And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to WTO World Team League 2024 Summer Contest Round 8, day number 2, with our second series of the night. We just wrapped up with Platinum R8 versus Mystery All Gamers, and now we've arrived with the finale, the final series of the night, with Team Vitality versus PSISTORM NAVI. Oh my god, the lineup spot, but we have Solar versus Gerald, Maru versus Spirit, and Ryung versus MaxPax. Team Vitality, of course, they are the #1 seed. They are undefeated. They are undefeated in this team league. They are the #1 seed, #1 in the standings. Can anyone stop them? They are the reigning champions. PSISTORM Gaming, they have a chance. They do have a good chance here. They have a solid lineup, very solid lineup here with Gerald, Spirit, and MaxPax. On top of that, based on the lineups here, it's going to be a rough one, though. It's going to be an interesting one as we have our first two players, Solar versus Gerald. Solar coming in as one of the best Zerg players in all of Korea. Gerald has been on the rise in the European region as an upcoming Protoss player for quite some time. Has been, of course, leveling up and can compare here to Solar. Fun fact, we casted ESL Americas earlier today, and Gerald did bring down Trap to make it further into the quarterfinals, but that was a PvP, and here we go, we're diving into a PvZ. Bottom left, we have Solar for Team Vitality. In the bottom left, we have Gerald for PSISTORM NAVI. Whew. Top right is what I wanted to say earlier, but I got there. Here we go. We have our ZVP Solar versus Gerald. Again, Team Vitality, they are a team of champions. Solar and Maru are heavy hitters. You have Ryung, who is a TVT specialist. If you remember, Ryung, he was the Clem Crusher last season. Maru couldn't stop Clem. Solar couldn't stop Clem. Ryung could. TVT is a matchup where Ryung can take it to even the best Terrans in the world. Even the best Terran in the world is afraid of Ryung's TVT. But he's going to be up against MaxPax later on in the series, in the broadcast, so do look forward to seeing how that compares and how that does turn out. For the time being, Solar being hyper aggressive. Oh my god, Solar taking the forward base. It's been a while. It has been a while here, but Solar with that forward expansion, as you can see on the minimap, it has a wrist-festing gas geyser and it is primed for a roach all-in. Specifically what this does, that base gives you access to faster gas with the high yield gas geyser. It spreads creep very quickly across the map and it lends towards a queen walk for a queen roach based all-in. Doesn't have to be the case, but it does kind of lean into that. And we haven't seen this build in a couple of months. I'll be honest, this build kind of died off for a while. Like, it was very trendy at the start of the map pool. Then, because it was so played out, it died off, and now it might be back. It might be back. We'll keep an eye on Solar to see if he does embrace the all-in. Meanwhile, Geralt, for the time being, going for a gate expanded to Cybercore. We'll see how Geralt does respond. We'll see how he tries to punish this exposed base. We go. As the probe does get across the map, tasing away at those workers, being an annoyance, trying to force some inefficient mining. As I believe Geralt has confirmed the base, if not, he's about to. Yeah, he does now rally over, does confirm the hatchery that's been taken. Adept is being chronoed as we speak, and it's on Geralt to try and punish this base, to try to get some economic damage done. Stargate follow-up is on the way here for Geralt. So it is going to be a Stargate opener, going to be for Oracles. Standard play so far. Stargate into Oracle into a third base. And we'll see if Solar can protect that mineral line and minimize losses. We shall see. This one is more of a napping mode. Yeah, it's bench time, buddy. CranKy for bench. It's beautiful. I did just wake up, for those that are curious. Did just wake up right before the broadcast. So this is our second broadcast of the day. We casted ESL Americas this morning. Then I had like a 3-hour nap. And then jumped into WTL. And then we'll have another nap. And then we'll jump into some Code for Giants Cup later. And then we have another nap. And then we jump into Kung Fu Cup. Yeah, 2 broadcasts every day, Papi. Let's go. The StarCraft. It's real. Always StarCraft. For now, we're settling in. We have our Oracle moving out, so the Adepts have yet to embrace or yet to really dive into a mineral line yet, but looks like 2 of them will threaten to dive into the main. Yeah, they do shade in, and Solar's out of position. Yeah, Ling's not quite at home. They're across the map. They're racing back. We don't quite kill any workers yet, but we do deny mining time. Not bad. Not bad, as we do force a recall. 1 Adept goes down. Oracles move out. So far, some decent damage dealt here by Gerald, but he's looking for more. He's looking for more. So he focused down another drone. Just the one. Catching. Oh, not quite another worker here at the natural, going for some larva instead. Meanwhile, Solar has yet to take the Recharging Gas Geyser. Has yet to take it, yet to embrace it. Still just focusing on mineral income. There we go. Gas is now being taken. And we'll see when and if Solar cuts workers. Oh, as we're bleeding out a couple of lings. That is, Roach Warren has been thrown down. On a 4-minute 30 Roach Warren timing. A little bit early. Just a little bit. Too early here. But you can see the creep is spreading. Queens, they zone away the Oracle. And Solar is making his way across the map. Well, he's starting to with that creep. Just focusing on connecting his bases. More tumors are spreading. Solar does get supply blocked upon losing that Overlord, but that's going to be 5 Overlords on the way! Oh my god. It's a lot of Overlords. And I don't see any more drones. Okay, there we go. 5 more workers. Solar still building up towards 50 drones. Still building up his economy. And going for a lair as well. Okay, Solar, he's macroing up out of this. He's not going for an all-in. Yeah, he's still making more drones. He's settling into a longer game. Is making roaches, but it looks like that's just going to be for defense. We're not going to be committing. So we are building up our roach ling force. Assuming that Solar drones up more than that, he's drawn up to 53, which is just under 3-way saturation. And he's, okay, yeah, he's making more drones. Is making more drones. Is applying pressure, that's true, but he's droning up. He's throwing an Eva chamber, taking more gases. Solar is working on the next step. Hoping to force an overreaction. Takes down a gateway. Can threaten another. Solar does back off again, just feigning aggression here. And Gerald, he's walling up quite heavily. We fully wall off. Walling off the ramp, going for the stasis trap. And honestly, Gerald, he's looking quite secure here. Catches a Ravager. Ravager goes down. Nice pick off here out of Gerald. Gerald taking a 4th, and he is so secure. He's fully walled up on 4 bases. And Gerald, he can just chill. He can just chill on 4 bases. He can expand on the right or left-hand side to take a 5th. Which will also be very secure. And he can just tech up from here. Likewise, Solo also getting ready for a longer game. We have a Hydrogen on the way. Infestation bit as well. Working towards Hive Tech. Working towards Lurkers. But we can embrace that, though. Gerald, applying some pressure, is going to get the Gas Geyser. The gas goes down. Creep as well. So far, Gerald trading well, even catching a queen. Not bad. Is caught out though. That's a lot of creep, and we can chase out these stalkers. Yeah, bleeding out, what, 2, 3 stalkers here. Not ideal. Army's out of position. We can threaten the 4th. And never mind, we have a massive weapon of zealots. Geralt will be able to hold on. Be able to hold. Likewise, force off a creep. Slow lots from behind. Lurker Dead is on the way. We catch the slow lots. They're slow, baby. Zealots, they get cleaned up, and yeah, that was a bit of a brutal loss for Gerald. Forced to recall over. Caught out of position. And really, Sully's just looking to trade. He's just trading with the army on a pretty low drone count, though. Make sure he's taking up into Lurker Tech, but Geralt, he's on a full 4-base economy. Like, Geralt, he can afford these trades. Has to be careful, but can afford them. Yeah, blinking well against these roaches. Shield batteries are on the way. These shield batteries are a little bit late. I'm concerned about that, but for the most part, Geralt is holding on. And he's looking to outscale his opponent. Double Robo on the way for double Immortal. Solar just now droning up. Took him a while, but finally Solar, he's on full base economy of his own. Hive is done. Lurker upgrades are on the way, but we still need more time. And Solar, he's going to be on the receiving end of this aggression until he gets Lurkers. That's just the dynamic that we have here. So we're stuck back at home until the Lurkers pop out. Snap an Oracle. Some Laozu connect. There we go. We have the first wave of Lurkers. 5 Lurkers on the way. You could definitely argue that these Rovers are late for Gerald. But the Rovers are now done, and now we're getting to Immortal production. They are on the way. Oh. Night shot's going off. Lurkers are revealed, and now we can just double down on Immortal Archon. And I do want to give the edge here to Gerald. I mean, sure, the supply is in favor of Solo, but the soup does lie. A lot of the supply is inflated because of those roaches. Going for a Nidus Worm. Let's go. Solar is maxed out. Catching out some of those Stalkers. Not bad. Let's catch some Stalkers. Gerald doesn't want to fight out here. He's caught out in the open. Lurkers, they come in for a flank. Massive spine shots going off. The Immortals are exposed. Yeah, brutal fight for Gerald. Gets caught out, bleeds out an Immortal as well. You have the overcharge, but pushing into all these Lurkers. Oh, we cannot do this. Aye, aye, aye. Gerald, he gets punished hard. And Gerald, he plummets in supply. Not like this. Solar, now he has momentum, going for a Nidus Worm into the main. And Gerald, he's distracted. Yeah, every single Lurker does head for the Nidus. Storm is not done. And the Nidus is denied. Nicely done. Gerald, he keeps up. Does keep up. Just down the Nidus. Expanding, taking another base, taking a 5th, another Nidus into the main. But yeah, Gerald, he has eyes on this. Will respond. Storm still halfway done. But Solar, he's gaining ground. He's maxed out. Has a massive amount of Lurkers, shutting down the initial production, or the initial static defense even. Getting on top of the base, even peeling off, head towards the 5th. And Novas are going off, but no connections. 5th base is going to be denied. The 4th base goes down as well. 2 bases fall. Gerald, he was holding his own, but he took a brutal fight earlier, and now very quickly, things are escalating out of control. Solar is pushing in, going for the kill. Wedging himself in between the 3rd and the natural. Storm is done, but it might just be too late. Too little too late at this point. The Lurkers, they pop off against the Immortals. Oh my god. The Immortals stack up. Solar calming down, backing off. He traded well. Zealot counterattack across the map. Does pull Solar back home. Does give Geralt a little bit of breathing room, but he needs more than this. Again, he lost 2 bases. 2 bases, most of his Immortals. It's going to be an uphill battle here for Geralt. And now Solar, he has refined his army. He's gotten rid of most of his roaches. He mainly has Ling, Hydra, Lurker. Now has an efficient army. And knocking down those gateways. At the same time, he hits the 4th, and Geralt, he just doesn't have enough to defend both locations at once. Doesn't have the supply, Bobby. He's getting picked apart. Being pulled apart even left and right. Lurkers getting within range of the base. Probes are going down. 21 workers. Aye, aye, aye. They're rallying in. They're rallying into the Hydras. Oh my god. And we're getting up to 30 worker kills. Nova goes off. Only takes down 1 Hydra. And Solar, he shuts down the 3rd, pushing it even further, going for the kill. Going for the natural. He even catches the Disruptor. And GG gets called. There's just not enough left, and Solar will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A very tense game. Quite back and forth, actually, for the most part. He's got his iced tea. Let's go. Was back and forth for the most part, but Gerald did take a brutal fight, if you remember, on the low ground outside of his 4th base, where he lost most of his supply, most of his momentum. Lost Immortals, lost Stalkers, and it was after that fight where Solo was able to just embrace his Mass Lurker to max out and pull Geralt apart. Up until that moment, Geralt, he was holding his own though, is what I will say. Like, he was playing well, trading well even, harassing, shaving off Stalkers, sorry, shaving off Queens, shaving off Roaches, but did get out of hand, and it shouldn't be a surprise, this is often the case, if a Protoss goes down in a PvZ here in WTL, it is loser's pick, Dynasty. Dynasty is going to be the map of choice. Let's go. Now, the reason why Dynasty is often picked whenever a Protoss has free reign of the map pool is because of the goal base. There is a pocket goal base in Dynasty, a goal base that the Protoss player can take advantage of that Zerg players cannot. So, because of that, Geralt would have a boosted economy. Because of this dynamic, though, on Dynasty, it is very common to go for Roach all-ins. And here we go. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have Solar for Team Vitality. In the top right, we have Geralt for PSISTORM Navi. But because of the dynamic, because of the map, Roach all-ins are very common. Roach-based play, very, very common here in ZVP. And we'll see if Solar embraces that as well. We'll keep an eye on Solar. Because we are going to be settling in, and yeah, we're going for the gold. So Solar, it's very common on this map, very commonplace to go for the gold base on the other side. The drone does threaten that. We have plenty of workers set up, and what do we go for? where are we expanding? Okay, Geralt, he checks the gold, and Solar will go for the standard natural base. Okay. Takes his natural. If he was going to be pylon blocked, he was ready to go for the gold, opted not to. Meanwhile, Geralt can take his own pocket base safely and securely. Geralt, he confirms the expansion. And take his own. Likewise, Geralt also will be checking the timing of the gas, or the gas at the spawning pool. Can settle into our game. Interesting, Geralt actually goes for his own natural. He doesn't go for the gold. Interesting. It looked like Geralt was a little bit concerned, and yeah, he was already set up on the low ground. Was already set up. He was paranoid of a proxy hatch or a gold rush from Solar, and it wasn't the case. So Geralt won't have the best economic advantage he otherwise would have had. It feels like he psyched himself out a little bit. Now, he can still take the gold as his third, true, but that's going to come into play later on. So we'll see how our players will approach this. As I'm sure Solar's feeling pretty good about this. Like, pretty content about the expansion that's been taken. Oh, and that's going to be a Twilight Council opener. Okay, bold move. Twilight Council open out of Geralt. We'll keep an eye on... Oh, I mean, we can't quite see his main, but if he pulls out a gas, it's going to be Glaives. Otherwise, it could just be a Dark Shrine opener. I say just a Dark Shrine opener because DTs aren't all in. It's just a way to take a bit of an economic lead and gain map control. Keep an eye on Geralt as the Twilight Council is about to finish up. And we'll see what kind of tech we embrace. Likewise, Adept threatening a Shade. There is that Robo follow-up, and we should be seeing a Dark Shrine momentarily. Yeah. As we have stayed in gas. Have stayed in gas. Adepts anything else. And there it is, Dark Shrine now on the way. We're just waiting for the first 150 gas for the tech structure. Is going to be that DT opener. With this, we can harass with Dark Templar. If they get scouted, if they get spotted, we can morph them into Archons and go for Archon harass instead. Can just be a very solid way to get map control as we settle into a longer game. Likewise, Solar just going to be droning up. Hasn't really seen much, going for safety spores. Ooh, does cancel them. That is a little bit concerning. Solar is being greedy. Just droning. I mean, he should recognize that something is wrong, that there is no Oracle, there is no Stargate. But he may just believe it's... I mean, if he thought it was Glaive Adepts, we should be seeing a Roach Warren. Yeah, Spores are now on the way. Okay, yeah. Spores are now in production for Solar. One Spore for every single mineral line. And they will finish up. They will finish up in time for the DTs. So Solar is okay. Is okay. Lair's on the way as well. Solar, I believe he doesn't have many lings to work with, so the DTs themselves, they might be able to break through a Spore. It's possible. But Queens are in position. We have a Transfuse. Can zone back those ETs. Nice kiting so far out of Solar. And nice control that the Queens survive. DT's forced back. And Gerald doesn't get any damage done. Behind this, taking the gold as his third. But Solar is poised to take the gold as his fourth. Ooh, as we're going for some DT Zealot harass. Okay, I was not quite expecting that. DT's waddle in. Lair is about to finish up. We will have access to Overseers, to detection. We drop in towards the fourth, we're towards the third. We do force the unburrow, not bad. Spore does burrow in time though. We shut this back. And we do shut this down. We force back the Prism. And we only get 4 drone kills. Not ideal. We get a 5th drone. That's a little bit better, but that was 3 Dark Templar. Sorry, even more than that. There's a lot of Dark Templar going down. Morphing in the Archons. Solar is keeping up. Oh, the drones are stacking! Oh my god. Drones, they did stack for a moment there. Alas, we do pull away in time. We do manage to defend. And we even trade well against these Lings. Not bad. Lings, they do struggle against these Archons. Shave them off. Droning up, but behind this, Gerald is not really taking any other major direction until these Disruptors pop out. Interesting. Going Disruptor, not Colossus. Catching out more Queens. Again, we're doing quite a lot with quite a little here. The Archons, they take down a Queen. They go for the Mineral Line. They pick up another 3 drones. We barely keep the Archons alive. They're so low. The Prism as well. Oh my god. We get away. Gerald, he does manage to get away. Calm down. Shaves off 3 more workers behind this. Embracing Disruptors. Going to charge. Blink is done. Interesting composition here by Gerald. Very interesting. There's a lot of potential with Disruptors. As always with Disruptors, like they have potential for damage or they could fall in their face. I'll see how well the Novas will connect. We shall see contamination on the Robo. Let's go. Don't often see that. Hydrogen's on the way. Solar, he's gearing up towards Hydro Lurker Viper. Towards a more late game composition. Hive is now in production. Solar just embracing a longer game. Moving out with his initial Roach Ravager. Does get caught out. Archon's doing well, just buying time. Keeping Solar busy. Gerald is actually going to be pushing here. Okay. Is going to be pushing. We have 2 Disruptors. First Nova goes off. But no connection. There's 1 Nova left. 1 Nova does remain. We don't want to waste it. Don't want to be caught without any Novas. The army rotates around. Ooh. While they do connect with the Archon. Nova takes down a handful of Roaches, not bad. Third Disruptor has arrived. It's a very tense dance here between both armies. Lurker Den about to finish. I imagine Solo wants to wait for the Lurker upgrades before he really embraces them. We have Vipers on the way instead. We just snipe a Disruptor. One Disruptor goes down. Zelda coming from behind. But we have Hydras. Hydras, they do keep up. Reinforcements are on the way. It looks like Gerald, he's breaking through. He's barely breaking through the Roaches. Roaches are going down, but the Hydras, they have arrived just in time. Likewise, Zeld's coming in from behind. Yeah, they do flank the army. And Solar, it looks like he barely does not have enough. Very, very patient play here out of Gerald. Slowly, meticulously breaking through. Nova connects. He does connect, and can he break through into the mineral line? Reinforcements coming in. Solar, he's barely holding. It's close. And with these Zealots, it looks like the Protoss should have enough to just break through. And it does have enough. Lurker Den is done, but no Lurkers in production. Viper has arrived, does have one abduct. Solar barely holding on. And now what's scary here is that the momentum is going to swing very heavily in favor of Solar if he survives this. Because here comes the Lurkers. Not just Lurkers, these are Hive-Tech Lurkers. They're on the way. Gerald, he's running out of time. Does snipe one. Novas, they somewhat connect. They graze the army. But the Lurkers, they have morphed in. We yoink the Disruptors. One, two of them go down. One Disruptor left. And now with these Lurkers, Solar, he holds. He does hold on, and Gerald, he was pretty committed with this. Like, Gerald, he doesn't have any Skytools behind this, or doesn't have any additional tech to speak of. Does have a fourth base, but there we go. Now we have a Temple Archives on the way. But this was an afterthought. Gerald was pretty committed. He was committed, and now we have to fall back and try to work towards Storm and High Templar. Tech we're not ready for. And now Solar, he's getting a bit out of hand. Cells, they do get into the mineral line. Nova going off. DT's on the right-hand side. There is detection. There are Lurkers as well. But the Spore, is it going to go down? It's close. Oh my god, it barely survives. Barely does survive. Zelt's into the main, but Solar, he's in position. Protects the main base. The Spore is finally going to go down. Not bad. Take down the Spore. Main army pushing on the top side. I was going to say left, and it's like, it's not quite the left. It's pushing towards the north. Mortals are amassing. Storm just now on the way. And Solar's about to max out. That's what's terrifying here. Solar, he's about to max, about to push before Storm is done. And it'll be impressive here if Gerald can survive this. If he can hold. We catch a straight Immortal. Moving forward. Pushing forward to snipe one of those Lurkers. Likewise, Zealot Runby in towards the main. Drones getting caught out. The Zealot Runby doing quite a lot, actually. 3 drones, Hydras, Queens. Not bad. Forces back Solar. He races back home. You know what that means? That means Storm is going to finish. It's still like 20 seconds out, but it's going to finish. Yo, he's surviving. He gets 13 drones. Oh my god. 14. Where are they going down? 14. That's Zealot Runby. It's the MVP. It's keeping Gerald in this. Forces back the army. Gets 14 workers. Storm is now done. Gerald, he's keeping up. Is keeping up. Still building up more Immortals. Still refining his army. +3s on the horizon. Solar is pushing forward. Going for a split push, actually. Going for a Roach Ravager Runby on the right-hand side. And Gerald doesn't have much in position, doesn't have anything in position. Oh, but the Novas, oh my god. 4 lurkers go down, massive connections. But there's nothing to defend. Storms being thrown down, massive storms on the Hydras. Will we send in the storms? Like, Gerald, he's trading well with the main army, but he's gonna lose his mineral line. Probes are falling. Yeah, late reaction, late response by Gerald. He will lose the base. And this is a good trade for Solar. He wanted to get rid of these roaches. And the time for roaches has come and gone. So a very nice trade for Solar. Roaches for a base. At the same time, we catch out some of these lurkers. Do we have detection? We do! Oh my god, we trade blow for blow. We catch 4 lurkers. There it goes. Oh, the friendly fire! Bit of friendly fire on the zealots. Less than ideal. But we still caught the lurkers. That's what's important. Another lurker going down. Oh, but there's a rough position here. We have lurkers on the high ground. Oh my, free damage! Oh my god. Gerald, get out of here. And just a rough position. Oh my, and that's a lot of high tempo. Okay, they're morphing into Archons. 4 Archons on the way. Gerald's rotating over. Let's rotate towards the left. Never not quite catching anything. It's 2 Novas on cooldown. A bit of a better connection here. Storm's going to be catching the Hydras. But the army is forced back by the lurkers. Gerald has to back off. 10 more lurkers on the way. But they're not ready yet. Still in production. Nice feedback here on the Viper. Never's going off. Catching 1 lurker. Yeah, these choke points are brutal. Ideally, Gerald wants to fight a little bit more out in the open. Avoid these choke points. DT counterattack does distract some of these lurkers, but that's 10 lurkers moving out. That's a lot of lurkers, Papi. Yeah, the 10 lurker counterattack is going to be seen. Do we force a base trade? The lurkers know they're coming back home. Yeah, massive storms in the middle line. 9 drones go down. Gerald pulling back. Lurkers did return. The Novas! Massive connections. Oh my god! We catch a massive chunk of lurkers. Likewise, storms. They zone away the Hydras. And these Novas have been insane. Are winning Gerald these fights. Novas once again, they catch 2 more lurkers. I mean, the lack of Vipers is really killing Solar. Like, that's how we counter these disruptors, with abductions, with yoinks. But we lost the Viper earlier. We haven't replaced it. Have not replaced that Viper. We catch out more Hydras. Lurkers are out of position. Lurkers trying to waddle forward, but the base is going to go down. Base does fall. Solar trying to catch out the army, setting up a surround. Or even a counterattack. How do we approach this? Devastation bit under fire. Lurkers do race back home. A bit of an awkward position here for Gerald. Yeah, he's going to bleed out a Disruptor. Disruptor goes down. 2nd Disruptor as well. A very chaotic movement here for Gerald. It's just a really awkward retreat. Ooh, and where are the observers? Yeah, no observers, no detection for Gerald. Runs into lurkers, and this base is going to go down. Gerald trying to replace his observers, has to back off. Solar breaks out. Still a very tense fight, still a very tense game here. Gerald has a bank, Solar doesn't. Bear that in mind. Solar has invested quite heavily here into these lurkers. They get caught out. Oh my god. Do you catch a lurker? Observer coming in. I do like this out of Solar. He avoids the main army, goes for a counterattack, catching some High Templar. Oh, doesn't quite. Did you respond in time? Massive recall. Gerald does recall over. I feel like now, especially because we're maxed out and we have a bank, now would be a really good time for Sky Toss. For a Fleet Beacon and a Stargate. Like, now is the moment for that. For now, we're just embracing more of a Disruptor-based army from Gerald. There it is! Fleet Beacon, let's go! Fleet Beacon's on the way. Yo, he's thinking about it. He's getting ready. Oh, but can we get there? Solo going for a split push. Storms that catch out the Hydras. I believe we still only have one Stargate. No, we have a second Stargate as well. The Lurkers, they have the high ground. Pushing up this ramp, gonna be difficult. Oh, Disruptor goes down. Yeah, there's a rough fight for Gerald. He's gonna lose every single Immortal. Yeah, the Immortals are Disruptors. Gerald, he plummets in supply. That was a brutal moment. A brutal fight for Gerald. Solar trading well, takes a Nova to the face, but he's threatening the production, threatening those Stargates. We have to hold. Do have to hold on here. And that bank that Gerald was working with, it's not there anymore. Has a gas bank, but the minerals, not anymore. He is running out of those minerals. Moving around by collapsing in. Fleet Beacon is done. Oh, some nice Novas. Catching more Lurkers. Not bad. Storms as well. Oh my god. Yeah, it's Gerald. He is gaining ground. He's breaking through. The Immortals, they are bunching up though. Do we have another Storm? Oh my god. And we zone away some of those Hydras, but Immortals are going down. Expensive losses here for Gerald. Likewise, Solar, he's also running out of money. He took so many Storms to the face. We have reinforcements, and Gerald, he shuts down the main army, comes in from behind, and he's doing it. Gerald, without Skyjust, I mean, Tempests are on the way, but I don't think he needs it. He doesn't need the Tempest, not anymore. Cashes out the army. Solar, he plummets in supply. And we're denying a base. We're getting on top of the hatchery. Lurker goes down. Without Lurkers, we can't defend. Yeah, only Hydras, only Lings. Gerald, he's done it. GG gets called. Gerald, he fights back and ties up the series 1-1. GG. Gerald had a cheeky smile there, but he looked exhausted. He was like, whew. Oh my god. That was the game, puppy. Very tense game there. Very back and forth. Honestly, the MVPs there for Gerald were the Novas, right? We saw so many juicy connections from Gerald, shutting down so many Lurkers over time that did add up, that did just allow Gerald to trade that much more efficiently. Did allow him to get breathing room, of course, and we spoke about it earlier. Solar, his big misstep there, I would say, is lack of Vipers. I mean, there's a bit of a give and take, right? Like, obviously, there were a lot of High Templar to help counteract them, but we only made the one Viper. If you remember, there was only ever one Viper, and it got feedback. It was killed like halfway through the game, and we never made a Viper from then on forward, and that never allowed Love TVT and Lao. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. I mean, TVT can be a lot of fun. It's it can be very positional based. It can also be very chaotic. I feel like a lot of this is gonna come down to Maru. Like, is Maru gonna spice things up? Is he gonna ape it up and go for like proxy 2x Reaper? It's possible, very possible. Maru can be an animal like that, but we'll see. We'll see what he does embrace. As we are getting ready for our next matchup. Again, Gerald's already doing more than expected, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people assumed that Solo would take the 2-0, so for Gerald to tie the series is crazy, and let's go! We have the unit once again! The fridge / AC / water heater / like hyperbaric like chamber, like let's go. As in the bottom left hand corner we have Maru for Team Vitality. In the top left we have Spirit for PSISTORM NAVI. Let's go. Is Spirit in a new apartment? Is he somewhere different? He 100%. Bobby, where do we go? Spirit, interesting. I do know that Estrella and Trigger in Korea. I don't think Spirit went to Korea. But maybe he just moved his room, or maybe he moved apartments. It's possible. That's a new setup. Looking a little bit bare bones, but a new setup. We noticed, Papi, we noticed. Where's Spirit from? From Bologna, Papi, from Bologna. Poland. Likewise, Maru with his charging unit right next to him. It's where he does sleep. He like hops inside and charges up. Oh, rocking that massive bottle as well. Let's go. You know what's crazy? I don't know if you noticed this. Not just that Maru drinks from a bottle that's the size of his body, but every time he goes, like, he's on cams and he takes a sip, like, the bottle's almost empty. like it's never full. We never see the bottle. It's always like a slither of water at the bottom, all the time. Never seen it full. Ay, ay, ay. But here we go. We're settling in. We're settling into our TVT. It's going to be an economic open out of Maru, going for a Rax Expand. Meanwhile, Spirit opening up double gas. Double gas opener out of Spirit. So with this, Spirit is going for faster tech. Maru is going for a faster economy. I mean, that thing's heavy when full. It is. I mean, look. If you're not gonna drink from it when it's full, then why don't you have a smaller bottle? Like, I'm just, I'm just saying. Do you think, like Maru, he's known for his massive bottle, right? He's known for it. Do you think it's the same bottle? Do you think he's had it like from like the start of his career? From birth? Do you think? As Reapers, they do dance. Maru getting across the map, does tank some shots with the SCV, but the SCV goes down and Maru has to back off. Will retreat and will barely escape as well. Clutch moves out of Maru. But isn't it? Maybe the bottle was small, but because like he was born with it, like it's grown with Maru. Like as Maru increases in body weight, like the bottle grows as well. Like it, it's possible. It's all coming together. As we are settling in. As a reminder again, Maru does have the slight economic edge. Meanwhile, Spirit's still working on his CC, still on the way. Behind this, getting into his own Cyclone production and his own tech. Is this Spirit the Navi Spirit as well? Yeah. It's on Navi, pa. It's on Navi. I mean, that's the team. It's PSISTORM Navi. Crazy. But for now, the game is going to be settling down. I mean, we're loading into Alkiono. There's a reason why Maru did go for a more economic build, is because the map is larger, does lean and lend towards longer games and more macro games as well. The third base and the fourth are quite defendable, so may as well embrace that. Spirit going to be moving out across the map. Maru has his Onaga. Maru does spot. Oh wait, no, sorry, that was Spirit with his Onaga. My apologies. Does move out. Behind this, third CC is on the way. Spirit with a much faster third base, so even though Spirit had a slower expansion, we'll have a faster third to catch up. That is one of the ways to help recoup and help recover with the otherwise economic disadvantage. You can see that Maru is up in SCVs. He's up 5 workers because of the faster CC, but because of the fast third, Spirit, he can keep up. He can catch up. So we're in for a long one, as far as we can tell. We're getting ready for a bit of a longer TVT. Cyclone drop does dip in, and so far gaining ground. We do have the defensive Cyclone for Maru. Nice juggling here out of Spirit, pulling away. Does pull back. Reapers diving into main. Ooh, but they do get shut down. And that is the second starport. Maru going for a 2-base all-in. Okay. We have greed from Spirit. We initially had an economic start from Maru, but that is a second starport. What does that mean? There is a 2-base all-in, which does rely on the second starport. The way this works is with the second starport, you pump into, or you just invest heavily into Vikings for air control, and then you go into a Liberator as well to flex that air control and to have dominance over the ground as well. Unless I'm crazy. Or is that the first starport? I could be... No, yeah, second starport. Yeah. Because we have a Raven. Meanwhile, the drop does come in. Did we scout the second starport? Did Spirit get eyes on that? That's what I'm curious about. You can see that we're making 3 Vikings. We did! Oh, the Observer knows. He knows what to look out for. Shout out to Moku. Shout out to the Observer. But Spirit, he does confirm, and with that, we are setting up. Second starport's on the way. So this is how you respond if you're up against a 2-port all-in like this. You have to respond with your own second starport to keep up with Viking production. Bunkers are on the way. Starport as well. Spirit, he's getting ready. Bunker even on the high ground. And can Maru pull this off? Again, he got scouted. He's rallying across the map, making his way up the right-hand side. Disables are done for both players with their Ravens. We're making our way towards that main. Liberator's on the way. And we are within range of the production, but oh, bit of miscontrol! And Maru, he bleeds out a tank. That's a massive pickoff. Tank goes down for free. For the time being, Maru does have the Viking advantage, and he will flex that. He will punish and bully back the Vikings of Spirit. Spirit responding with Cyclone production. Okay. Has Cyclones, has anti-air. Raxes are going down. We're containing our opponents. And Maru, he's transitioning. Maru, that's a 3rd CC on the way behind this. On location. So Maru, he knows he cannot kill his opponent. He cannot kill Spirit. But he can contain, he can delay, and he can expand. Maru getting ground. He's within range! Oh, barely within range. Yeah, Spirit late to react. Does take a big volley to the face. Liberator has arrived. This is the power of the 2-port build. With that lib, we can just bully back the tanks. Vikings pushing in. Oh, we have auto turrets. Auto turrets are thrown down. Disables on the Vikings. Interesting maneuver here from Spirit. He will force back Maru. The tank goes down. With just 1 tank left for Spirits, and Maru, he's breaking through. Even though Maru is expanding, like, he's still breaking through anyway. Like the all-in is still paying off. He's broken through the main army. He's pushing into the natural. The boys are being pulled in a moment of desperation. But we have auto turrets. And so many SVs going to be going down. Oh, I say that. So far, barely losing any. Spirit holds. Spirit does hold on. But remember, Maru was no longer all in. Remember, Maru, he was already expanding. And Maru with that economic lead. 57 workers of the 46 of Spirit. And sure, Spirit, he holds, but is behind. And we have some catching up to do. Sim about to finish off for Maru. Building up his Raxes. Rotating over. Still maintains that Viking lead. And with that 1 tank to defend Maru, he wants that tank! Oh. Catches the Vikings. Do have a scan. Keeping Maru at bay. We dive in. Do dive forward. Tank does siege up. Just in time. Raven goes down. Oh, massive pickoff. We snipe the Raven. Tanks are within range. We snipe the tank. And Maru looks like he's going to be forced back, but these are still better trades for Maru. He can afford them. He caught a Raven. He caught a tank. And Maru is still rallying across the map. Maru has no chill. Like, he just refused to back off. He's still in the face of Spirit. May have to calm down, though. As now Spirit has the Viking lead, but we're getting into the mineral line, and there's no WCS game hearts, so SCVs have been going down. Yeah, workers are falling. Now 1 Viking in the mineral line. Oh my god! Gets so many SCV kills. I want to say around 10. I want to say around 10 workers just went down. Maru finally backs off, but I mean, he still has his economic advantage, has his army advantage. 1-1 is on the way. Maru has the upgrade lead. And finally, Maru has to retreat, but really he's just building up and working on a 4th CC, building up his army, getting ready for wave number 2. Ready for that second wave. Spirit has been surviving, that's true, but like, he's being outscaled. Being outscaled as time goes on. Getting turrets. He's got the 1 tank on the high ground, which doesn't bode well. There we go. 2nd tank is coming in to reinforce. Maru, he makes his way up the ramp. He does siege up. Yeah, Spirit just barely out of position. We dive on top of the tank. Bold move out of Maru. GG gets caught as we snowball out of control, and Maru takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Maru will take a lead here. And honestly, Spirit didn't have a bad start to the game. Like, he was able to be aggressive. He was not afraid to spice things up in a series. And here we go in the bottom right-hand corner. We have Maru for Team Vitality. And in the top left, we have Spirit for PSISTORM Navi. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in. Keep an eye on our players. Maru chugging down that water. Again, if you want to play like Maru, hydrate, papi. Drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of agüita. When you get a haircut, you see the apartment for free. True, 2 for 1, papi. 2 for 1. Let's go. Yeah, we're ready with the hydrate, papi. Let's go. Make sure to drink plenty of water. And H2O. And that's what makes Maru stand out above the rest. That giant bottle keeps him hydrated. As we are setting up once again with the same builds that we had in game 1. What I'm referring to, Maru once again going for a Rax expand, a single gas opener. Meanwhile, Spirit once again, just like game 1, going double gas. So Spirit is going to be the aggressor, Maru is going to be the defender. At least initially. If you remember, this double gas opener in game 1 led into a double cyclone drop from Spirit, which Maru did defend. And then that led into Maru going for the 2-base all-in. And we'll see where our players take us this time. Specifically, Spirit. Like, after this opener, my eyes are on Spirit to see if he goes double cyclone again. He could go Reaper Hellion. He could go even for something crazy like a faster Banshee or a faster tank into a tank drop. Spirit does have options. Keep an eye on him. As Maru moving in with his first Reaper and SCV. The goal here is for the SCV to tank the first shot. And then for Maru to out-trade his opponent, but the Reapers do clash. Oh. Maru going for the building SCV. Will delay the expansion, not bad. But has to respect the army. And ooh, big overextension. Maru, he bleeds off the SCV and the Reaper as well. A bit of a reaction there on cams from Maru. Not too happy about that. Does overextend. Behind this, Maru, his own CC should finish up in time, but he's going to be vulnerable to the aggression of Spirit. And Spirit, how does he follow this up? Starport, additional Reaper on the way. Maru has the high ground. Oh, he's in position and he punishes Spirit. Yeah, Spirit face checking the ramp. Bleeds out a Reaper. Rotating over. Oh. Not bad picking off some of these Marines, but a nice spread out of Maru. Does avoid the splash damage. Very nice control. Is going to be cleaned up but traded as best he could. Starports are finishing up. Spirit CC still is on the way. That's a third CC out of Spirit. This is very similar to last game. Because our natural base is so delayed from Spirit, how do we catch up? Third CC. So Spirit is rushing and racing into his third CC as we speak. We'll see if we can get away with it. We'll see how Maru responds. So now Maru is setting up for some drop play. Setting up for a Cyclone drop. Working towards his own tank production with those add-ons. And Spirit taking a more defensive stance here. Getting into tanks, getting into Raven production. Interesting. Maru doesn't quite commit. I'm a little bit concerned. So because Maru doesn't move out with the drop, that means Maru doesn't scout. He doesn't know, doesn't see exactly how greedy Spirit is being. He's going for the same build. Okay, so game 1 and game 2, our players are doing the exact same thing. As Spirit is rushing into a third CC, Maru is going for a second starport, 2-base all-in. Two base all in Maru once again with the second starport, rushing into Mass Viking, into that Liberator, into the same push that we saw in game 1. But there's a difference. The difference right now is that Spirit didn't go for his own Cyclone drop, which means he has not scouted. Last game, Spirit, he saw the all-in coming, so he was able to prepare. It didn't save him, but it did allow him to elongate the game, right? He made for a longer series, a longer game 1. This time he doesn't see it coming. So now I'm that much more concerned for Spirit. I'm quite concerned. Raven comes in, gets him harassed, that's nice, but we need to scout. That's more important right now. Second starport is hidden in the natural of Maru. It's in the natural base. Cyclones, they do arrive across the map, going for the depot. And they're gonna get it. Ooh, we don't quite lift in time. We lose one Cyclone. But there we go, we're making 3 Vikings at a time. This should lead into another set of Vikings and into Liberators. And back at home, remember, Spirit, he's supply block and he invests into a 3rd CC, a base that is not going to help out in this defense. This is ideal for Maru. And that's why also Maru, despite being scattered, was able to snowball out of control in the last game. Because Spirit, of course, is being greedy. Does spot some of the army. Doesn't confirm the move out. Maru going for a 3rd CC behind this. Liberators on the way for Maru. The main army is spotted. Maru is making his way towards that main. Does rotate around. And Spirit, he's caught out of position. Uh-oh. And where are we headed? Spirit, okay, he has to... Does he commit? Yes, Spirit is pushing across the map. Meanwhile, Maru making his way into the main. Getting on top of the production, camping those add-ons. And Spirit, he's going for a base trade. He's sending everything across the map. Okay, let's go. We're going for the base trade. And things are about to get wild here, as Maru doesn't have much at home to defend. Yeah, not much at all. SCVs are going down. We have a Liberator in the main. Likewise, Maru also getting into the main base of Spirit, but Spirit does have an army to work with. Liberator going ham. We do focus on the Cyclone. Oh, Spirit is supply blocked. The production is falling. What you see is what you get for Spirit. And Spirit, he's racing back home. Uh-oh. Spirit, he did kill 27 SCVs, but he did not kill the main or the natural. So Spirit, he turns around. The boys are being pulled. We try to collapse on the army of the Vikings. They land just in time. And we have auto turrets. Yeah, Maru, he holds onto the ramp. That was a brutal moment. A brutal choke point. And Maru, he's snowballing out of control. He may have lost all his workers earlier, but GG gets called, and Maru will take the 2-0, will take down Spirit. GG. Oh, there's nothing left, Maru. you drank it all. GG, well played. That was a brutal moment for Spirit, winding it back a little bit. Remember, Spirit and our players are getting ready. Just getting home from work. A little SC2 before sleep. Let's go. Okay, our VODs are available if you are interested. VODs are available. If you want to check them out on YouTube or Twitch. Otherwise, we're nearing the end of the broadcast. The final best of 2. If MaxPax gets to 2-0, then we will have an ace match. And we're jumping into post-youth. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Ryung for Team Vitality. And in the top right, we have MaxPax for PSISTORM NAVI. Also, does Ryung have a pet? There's like a little cat bed in the background. I didn't know. Ryungjwa, do you have a little pet tuna? Show us as, oh my god, we're popping off. Let's go! Ryung going for the proxy across the map. The SCV has arrived. A very cheeky move here out of Ryung, right next to the Reaper cliff. Can go for the proxy Reaper. As there we go, the Rax is on the way. Now, are we spicy enough? Are we bold enough to float into the main and go proxy Marauder in the main base of MaxPax? That would be crazy. That would be wild. Is Ryung Gumiho? Like, Gumiho, he's more than willing to embrace that sort of play, that sort of style. We'll see if Ryung goes for it. For now, Rax is on the way. MaxPax coming in for a scout. MaxPax does confirm the Rax is missing. The Rax could be further back in the main, so we're checking. We're checking for the Rax. Could be hidden in the main base, could be hidden at the natural or at the 3rd. The MaxPax, sorry, the proxy, the Rax doesn't have to be proxied. It doesn't have to be proxied. And we're rallied into the main. Okay. Looks like just proxy Reaper. Yeah, just the Reaper is on the way. MaxPax, he's checking his own main, looking to expand. Going Zealot first, taking it seriously. So MaxPax playing safe. And we'll see what Ryung can get done. As we also have an SCV going into the main. We could go for a bunker behind the mineral line. Is possible. Factory back at home. And it comes down to the control of Ryung. How many SCVs, how many probes can we get? There we go, the bunker is being thrown down, but the Zealot is already up. Zealot is up and running. Reaper ignores the Zealot, goes to the mineral line. Boys are being pulled. We do deny some mining time. One of the workers getting very low. But the bunker is cancelled, and we get one probe. Oh my god, we almost get surrounded. Be careful, Bobby. We got one worker so far. MaxPax, nice control. He pulls away the second probe. Stalker has arrived, and we will shut this down. We will shut the Reaper down. Won't get much more. So denied mining time. It forced out a Zealot. Killed one probe. And will escape, actually. Oh my god. Does get away. Reaper does get away. We are now up to 2 Reapers. Ryung expanding back at home. The probe should be able to confirm. And now we can settle into a longer game. Ryung getting into his 1-1-1. Could be working towards a Cyclone drop. We'll keep an eye on Ryung. Reapers, meanwhile, they do dive back in. Trading with the Stalker is going to be brutal, and ooh, it does cost us a Reaper. Yeah, some rough control there from Ryung. Got a little bit too greedy, stuck around too long. Does lose the Reaper. And okay, it's going to be a bit of a kitchen sink. It's going to be a Cyclone into Widowmine. Meanwhile, we have our tech of choice. MaxPax going for a Twilight Council, getting into Blink. Going to be a Blink-based opener here out of MaxPax. Ryung does move out with his Cyclone, but barely. They do miss each other. Yeah, the ships, they pass in the night. And we're moving out across the map. Is there much at home for MaxPax to defend? But there's one Stalker. There is the one Stalker which we can dive on. Yeah, we force a recall. Stalker, we get the lock on. Boys are being pulled. Big reaction there out of MaxPax. And Ryung backs off. He respects the recall. Gets the hell out of there. Pulls back. The Widowmine has popped in. Has popped out even. And there we go. We're moving out across the map, going for the double mine drop. Okay. A little bit old school. The double mine drop. Likewise, we have our Blink on the way. Additional gateway. It's going to be 2-gate Blink into a third economic build here by MaxPax. Not going to be overly aggressive. Sorry. Let's say 2-gate. Yeah, 2-gate Blink. 2-gate Blink into a third. So MaxPax doesn't have that many warp-ins. He's not going to have that much of an army. Just focusing on his economy. Trying to recover from the early game. Meanwhile, we have a Widowmine drop on one end. We have Reapers on the other. Ryung does go for the dive. MaxPax will react. Does pull away. Does manage to pull away. We do get the unburrow. Just holding on to that mine shot and does get another probe. So 2 workers for 1 Widowmine, as Ryung does save one of those Widowmines as well. Very nicely done. Does save it, pulls away. And because of this, Ryung, he will always be able to go back in and go for another mine drop and try to catch MaxPax, otherwise preoccupied. Try to catch him off guard. That's going to be in the back of MaxPax's mind. Has to keep some supply in the main. Meanwhile, he's moving up with the Stalkers. A Blink about to finish in 10 seconds. And we do catch out the Cyclone. Very nice pickup. Cyclone goes down. Catch a Cyclone. Tank is in position. We get some tank volleys, but no Stalkers go down. We're going for the depot. It's going to be close. And the depot, it's going to get picked off. Does cost us 1 Stalker, but that's worth it. More gateways on the way. Ryung working towards Stim. +1. Combat Shield Stim is on the way, building up a Bioforce. I believe we have not seen a 3rd CC yet. I could be mistaken. It could be on the left-hand side. I think it is, actually. Like, I see a big blob on the minimap. I think that is a 3rd CC. No, never mind. That's a factory in Iraq's. Never mind. No 3rd CC. There we go. Now it's being thrown down. So Ryung is not going for a 2-base all-in. He's building up towards a 3rd, building up towards the mid-game. Likewise, MaxPax going for a massive gateway explosion. Interesting. It was 2-gate Blink into a 3rd into mass gateways and charge lots. Not into Storm, not into Colossus, no splash damage, just a Swarm Toss style instead. Just going for this mass gateway composition initially. And that can work best, especially if Ryung moves out. Like, the ideal is to catch the army out of the open, out of the center of the map. Charge lots can't really break a Terran if they're being defensive internally. As Ryung does slip out. Moving out with that double drop, and I believe MaxPax barely did miss the drop. Does fan into Stalkers, but I believe he did miss it. So there's potential. There is potential for Ryung. Likewise, MaxPax getting ready for his own drop. We have that Widowmine as well, also in position. So we have 2 drops out for Ryung. And we're about to pop off. Can drop each other. Ryung, he does move out. That's going to be the sign for MaxPax to go into the main base of Ryung. Yeah, the War Prism you can see on the minimap is headed in. At the same time, Ryung likewise also going into the main. Auto charges get thrown down. And we do on Maru. We have the overcharge. Okay, the overcharge will maintain these Stalkers, at least most of them, but the Marauders, they pop off. They break down some of the Stalkers. The Prism in the main base is denied. Ryung gets the hell out of the main. And so does MaxPax. So both armies deflect each other. Both Ryung and MaxPax are ready for each other. And we will expand. We will continue. Ryung gets his 3rd. MaxPax goes for the gold. Okay, we have a game plan. Do you have a game? Ryung, he's still poised to go in with those drops. Still has 2 Medivacs on the left. Still has the 1 Widowmine on the right. Likewise, MaxPax still has that Prism as well. So if anyone slips up, if anyone gets caught out, we can punish them. It's a very careful play. Speaking of being caught out, MaxPax does get eyes on those Widowmines. The Vikings come in. We catch the Prism. Prism is going to go down, but likewise, MaxPax, he picks off all those Widowmines. Actually, 2 of them did on Maru, so only 1 went down. Nicely done. We saved the Prism. Oh my god. MaxPax does rotate. Does save the War Prism. Likewise, building up towards Colossus, getting the gold. Ryung, likewise working towards Ghosts. Ghost production on the way. And we haven't had any kind of big skirmishes yet. It's been purely harass. Until now. Until this moment, Force Fields are thrown down. Ryung is slow. It's going to be kept back. He's going to be pinned back here. Big Zealot counterattack is going to be caught by reinforcements. Ryung does deflect, pushing forward. We don't pull the trigger yet. Prism slips into the main. Ryung has eyes on it. Does respond. There we go. That's a kill on the War Prism. Shuts down the Zealots. At the same time, you can see MaxPax getting ready for a surround or a counterattack. Oof. Big tank volley is going off. That's a lot of Zealots. And that's double Dark Shredder to MaxPax. Calm down. He really wants those DTs. Dark Shrines are on the way. Drops still not going in. Very patient play out of Ryung. Very patient. Yami pushes forward. Ooh. Nice scan. Takes down the Observer. Observer is sniped. Ryung gaining ground, pushing towards that center base. Disruptors have arrived. Just one Disruptor. AMP is going to be connecting. Nova goes off, but the Disruptor goes down. Ryung does hold the line. At the same time, Big's on a counterattack. Ryung will have to respond. Has an army in position. No bunkers. Tank gets caught on siege. And we pick off a tank. Ryung being forced back. Another tank going to be going down as well. Massive losses here for Ryung. Bleeds off 2 tanks. And the Widowmines. MaxPax pulling back. His Colossus looking a little bit bare bones. Gonna be reinforcing. Reinforcing. Likewise, we catch out the double drop. Finally, is going to be cleaned up. The Raven as well. We did trade, but that was an expensive loss here for Ryung. Nova shaves off Marauders as well. Blink on the way for the DTs. Ryung will expand, taking another base. With that Planetary on the way, that means Ryung is less vulnerable to a Zealot run by, at least on the left-hand side. And we are building up +1 ship weapons on the way. Ryung, he's working towards Liberators. We're not there yet, but I'm sure Liberators are on the horizon here for Ryung. Leading up a Viking. Likewise, MaxPax embracing those disruptors. We've already seen them pop off once before in today's broadcast. Can we see it again? The Nova's back. So far we pull away, punish one of the Colossus. MaxPax ready for a flank. If Ryung ever overextends, we're going to come in for the surround. MaxPax is making 2 disruptors at a time. Both armies are maxed. Catching the Observer. The Colossus as well. And we're down to 2 Colossus. At this point, we're mainly relying on the disruptors anyway. We're mainly relying. MaxPax pushing in, takes down the sensor tower, Nova goes off. Ryung up against the wall, being pinned back. Nice EMP on the Zealots, as Ryung does get eyes on the flanking army. Good vision there from Ryung. Forces MaxPax back. MaxPax taking another base. I mean, he does have map control. Now is the time for MaxPax to tech up, take more bases. Likewise, Ryung throwing down a second starport and a fusion core. We spoke about Liberators earlier. There it is. Liberation is on the horizon. We're going to have some freedom, Pop. Are getting there. Azaz get caught out. Again, good positioning here out of Ryung. I mean, he's known for his positional play. That's why he excels in TVT. Nova's going off. Oh, the splits. For the most part, we avoid the Novas. Last Nova does graze the army. Ryung going for a massive counterattack, and MaxPax out of position. Yeah, the fresh base, it's going to go down. Same time, MaxPax pushing in. Nova's go off. Oh no! Late reaction. We drag the army in. Massive connections. And Ryung, he plummets in supply. That was the moment that MaxPax was looking for. Ryung was distracted. And MaxPax, can we break through? Can we push in? We are gaining ground. Pushing in on both ends. And things very quickly escalating out of control. One Nova is sometimes all it takes. Yeah, Ryung, he's crumbling. He's crumbling here. Under the pressure. We're pushing it on both ends. Ryung falling further and further behind. Another Nova connects. And it looks like MaxPax has done it. He's broken the defenses here of Ryung. He was playing so well, but GG gets called, and MaxPax takes game number 1. GG. Ryung, he was holding his own the entire time, but one slip up, one mistake is all it takes. Those Novas were brutal, and as soon as that happened, that was go time for MaxPax. And with this game, we can force the ace match, but here we go in the top right-hand corner. We have Ryung for Team Vitality. And in the bottom left, we have MaxPax for PSISTORM Navi. Here we go. Here we go. Now that I've noticed that Ryung has like the little cat bed behind him, like my eyes are like always checking. I'm looking to see if there's like some kind of like entity in the background lunking about. So I haven't seen Ryung's pet. Haven't seen it. Curious. For now, we're settling in. We're calming things down here on Crimson Court. Again, Crimson Court also known for longer macro play just because of how many choke points there are, how many rocks there are as well. We've seen a lot of late game and a lot of split map scenarios on Crimson Court as well. I'm curious if that's what Ryung wants. I'm curious if he... Again, especially after what happened in that last game, it did feel like Ryung was keeping up for the most part with MaxPax, and it's possible that he just wants another kind of setup like that, where he can just like turtle up and set up on like 4 bases, taking a 5th, walling up, and relying on his unit control overall against MaxPax. His unit control and his positioning. So we'll see if that's the case. But now it's going to be a Rax Expand, Economic Open out of Ryung, going for the CC on the high ground just to be safe. But an Economic Opener nonetheless from our Terran player. Meanwhile, MaxPax going for a Gate Expand. A Gate Cyber Expand out of MaxPax. Standard Opener from our Protoss. Ryung has a big water bottle too. Yeah. The Vitality boys. They got to hydrate, papi. They got to hydrate. Balance out the Terran Smurge. Of course, of course. I'm telling you, Team Vitality, they just have to like sell like Maru branded water bottles, which are like, you know, 3 liters. That's all we need. Everyone will get them. Wanna play like Maru? Drink 3 liters of water, pop. Every ladder session. Drink it all. So we have our take of choice, going to be a Twilight Council opener here. Meanwhile, okay, Twilight Council opener out of MaxPax. That is a second Rax. That is a second Rax before Starport from Ryung. This is looking like a very aggressive build, and this is looking like an all-in. We'll see if we throw down a third Rax before Starport. That's going to be kind of the big tell for Ryung, as if he does commit to that third Rax. Reaper dips it to the natural. Gets a probe, not bad. 1 worker goes down, but ooh, can Ryung escape the Shade? Shade gets 1 more shot, but the Reaper will get away. And there it is. There's the production tab. Third Rax. Third Rax on the production tab. This is the beginnings of a 2-base all-in from Ryung. I mean, I say the beginnings. We could transition out of this. We could still go for the Starport, or we could move out with a stim timing with tanks and pull the boys. If you remember, if you were here earlier for Platinum R8 versus Mystery Gaming, Coffee went for a very similar build. Coffee went for a very similar build on Ghost River. We just pull the boys. You just pull the boys with 2 tanks. But regardless, Ryung, he's going to be waiting for stim. So very potent stim bio tank push. Or timing on the way for Ryung. We'll see if he does throw down the Starport, if he just skips the Starport and just pulls the boys. We shall see. Regardless, aggression from the Terran. And MaxPax has to piece it together. He has yet to confirm. Yet to figure out what's going on. He's going to threaten the Shade. Going for a Blink-based opener. Is that a 3rd or a 4th gateway for MaxPax? 2 gateways at the natural. Okay, 3 gate. So we are opening up Blink, that is true, but we are still going to be expanding behind it. eBay is on the way for +1. And if Ryung does catch the Adept, not bad. Adept goes down. The army's getting in position. Getting to our next wave of Marauders. Stim is almost done. We're getting ready for our push. At the same time, though, MaxPax going into the main. It's 3-gate Blink. We can open 3 Stalkers at a time. The Adept does scout the main. Starport is on the way. It's not a 2-base all-in. But it is designed to move out. Alas, because of this build from MaxPax, Ryung is stuck at home. Does want to push, but he's going to be stuck at home for the time being. Stalkers getting dropped into the main. We blink behind the mineral line. Tank was in position. Nicely done. I love the Dark Shrine follow-up. So basically, MaxPax, he's scattered. He's scattered. He knows that a push is coming. So how do you respond? DTs. Right now, we only have 2 orbitals, 2 bases. We have limited mules. Very limited mules available here. Or limited energy, I should say, for Ryung. Limited scans. So we'll see how this works out. +1 is on the way. Combat Shield's about to finish. We catch the Observer. Not bad. Observer does get eyes on the Starport. Now, does Ryung throw down a 3rd CC? There it is. Third CC's on the way. We're building up. So this is better for MaxPax. MaxPax is in a really good position. He expands, takes the third base. He's able to contain his opponents. Ryung did want to be aggressive, but he's stuck at home because of the build of MaxPax. Like, things are looking better and better here for our Protoss player. And here come those Dark Templar. DT is going to be waddling in. They delay the CC. They confirm the CC as well. Getting 2 SCVs. That's okay. More importantly, we scout. Alright, so MaxPax, now he knows that his opponent is transitioning, and he knows that he can take up. The Bay is on the way, +1 is on the way. Ryung needs to get some damage done, but the drop gets spotted. We spot the double drop. Stalker gets shut down. You can see MaxPax trying to catch that drop as well. He's being active. Ryung able to respond. Catches the Stalker. Catches 2, so very nice control here. Force, oh my god! Ryung, the target fire. Catching 4 Stalkers, very nicely done here by Ryung. Now we're moving out, finally. Remember, this is no longer all in, we're expanding, taking another base. But Ryung is finally breaking free. It's a pretty hefty army. And can we do anything about the third? As he moves out, oh, a drop comes in. And Prism into the main. Ryung thankfully has some production, has reinforcements. But he pulls back. Yeah, he pulls everything back home. So it's catching more SCVs. It's going to be 6 workers going down. 7 workers even. We catch 8 SCVs. Prism is caught out, or barely survives. Oh my god. Barely gets away. But Ryung is forced into a longer game. MaxPax taking a 4th, building up towards Colossus. We're headed towards the mid game. You know, the aggression for the most part has subsided, and we're headed into a longer game. The Viking will shut down the Prism. Recall won't save it. Ryung still has a pretty terrifying... Oh, he walls the boys! Let's go! It was a fake third! He's crazy! Fake third CC. Again, it looked like a 2-base all-in, and, you know, Ryung, he's embracing it here and now, even with a third base. Send it, Papi! Send it! Ryung moving out across the map. There are 2 tanks. Sorry, there are 2 Colossus, though. The Colossus are ready. Ryung spreading out, setting up. He's taking some time, though. The longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. Trying to catch reinforcements. 3 Colossus now out. We do dive on 1. Now we're collapsing on the main army. Big tank volley is going to be going off. We're getting some of the Colossus. The Colossus, they barely survive. All 3 of them do. Yeah, brutal losses for Ryung. Doesn't get a single one. We have a DT in the mix. Do we have a scan? Do we notice? 1 tank going down. We have a scan, but it's too little too late. Yeah, MaxPax, he shuts down the tanks. And it looks like MaxPax is held. Yeah, we have held on. Again, this was a bit of an awkward 2-base all-in out of Ryung. It took so long to get going because of the opener of MaxPax. MaxPax, he delayed and contained for so long. And by the time we move out, there's 3 Colossus. Like, what can we do? Yeah, we dive on the main army, getting us up with the tanks. Tanks are going down one after the other. Ryung trying to hold on. There's still 2 tanks left. Big volley's going off. We catch a Colossus. Oh, we get 1. Not bad. We get a Colossus. We're going to keep on pushing. Can Ryung break him? Yeah, 6 more gates on the way. Again, Ryung, he barely has those 2 tanks. Pushing into the natural. And MaxPax, I believe he just lost one of his Colossus. There's 1 left. Yeah, the Vikings, they're going ham. Ryung, can he pull this off? Up the final Colossus. The Vikings, they will bring it down. The final Colossus falls. Just a gateway army, and the delayed 2-base all-in. It's working. It's actually paying off. The one tank popping off. We have a skin. We shut down the DT. One game is all that Ryung needs. He's so close. Send it, Papi. The Vikings land. Overcharge runs out. We run out of the overcharge. We break through into the third base. Reinforcements on the way. MaxPax does catch them. Does catch the reinforcements. Buying time. Setting up a surround. No. We are setting up for a surround. Zealots, they do bounce in. They do dive in. And we have more Zealots on the way. It's such a close defense here for MaxPax. Oh, he barely has enough. He holds on. Oh, that's so many medevacs. Most of the supply here for Ryung. It's in medevacs, Papi. He has to pull back. What this? Can we macro out of this? No, we cannot. Ryung, he's down to 23 SCVs, and MaxPax has a fourth. He had a fourth base the entire time. Yeah, we scan, we confirm the base. Ryung, he knows that he has to keep going. He just muled. Uh-oh. He did just mule. Again, DT's in this kind of all-in situation, DT's a king. And we pull the boys once again for a second time. If it doesn't work the first time, just pull the boys once again. Send it, Papi. Let's go. And we have skins. Okay, we do have skins available. Diving on the third base. Chargel's diving in. DT as well. Does Ryung notice? He does. Does focus on the first Dark Templar. Does get the first. Pushing forward, breaking through the Zealots, getting us over the Stalkers. And these Marauders, they trade well. They trade well against the Stalkers. Do we have another scan? DT coming in once again. We do catch it. DT goes down. One of them at least. Zealots diving in once again. Can we kite? We're bleeding out a lot of Marines. We're bleeding out a lot of Marauders. MaxPax barely forcing back the army, but without Zealots, the Stalkers, they melt. These Stalkers are so fragile. They cannot fight head on. Not against this army. Boys are being pulled. Another DT. Do we have another scan? Do we have another scan? Oh my god. I mean, even without it, Stalkers are holding on. Ryung, he's been so close. That one DT going ham. GG gets called. MaxPax barely holds on. And MaxPax takes the 2-0. GG. Oh my god. So close, Papi. So close. GG, well played. Mules will carry this. Mules would have carried it if Ryung could mule. That's the thing. Those DTs, they forced so many scans. That was so many mules not being thrown down, and that meant that Ryung had that much less to work with. That much less economy, that much less with the all-in. That was still such a close game. Such a close game. GG, well played. Shout out to Ryung, by the way. Again, a lot of people overlook him, but there's a world out there where he could have taken down MaxPax. Regardless, we're going to the ace match. And it has to be Maru versus MaxPax, right? I'm curious. I'm curious if Ryung maybe wants to redeem himself. And recognizing how close he was, I'm curious if Ryung wants to come out once again. Otherwise, it should be Maru. Should be Maru versus MaxPax here in the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. We're settling in. We're settling into Oceanborn. Regardless of how this turns out, it's going to be a best of one. Team Vitality have been undefeated. Team Vitality, they brought down all these other big teams like Basilisk, like Shopify, Team Liquid. They've all fallen at the hands of Team Vitality, but PSISTORM NAVI, they rise to the challenge. They rise to the challenge. They forced the ace match here. Honestly, a lot of this came down to Gerald, right? Like, a lot of people assumed that Solar would have 2-0'd Gerald, but Gerald taking a map off of Solar gave his team a chance to allow this to happen. So honestly, like, if PSISTORM NAVI take this, I feel like a lot of it is because of Gerald. Like, he's the unsung hero of this series. Unsung hero, Papi. Regardless, we're getting ready here for this final game. Merely a formality, like picking the players. It has to be Maru versus MaxPax, right? There's no shot it's any other player. No shot. No shot, Papi. It's here. Oh my god! He's crazy! Ryung, he wants his revenge. Okay. Okay, Papi. Ryung. He's back. He's like, mate, I almost had you. I almost had you, Papi. Let's go. Wind it back. Wind it back. It's MaxPax, of course, and Ryung, not Maru. as the ace player. Now, on the one hand, Team Vitality are undefeated so far, so their standings, they don't matter as much. As I say that, there's still 3 weeks left. There's still a good amount of rounds remaining here in this in the round robin stage, so every win does count. But Ryung, he's rising to the challenge. He did it for his team before in the finals against Clem, right? Like Ryung, he's the Clem crusher, right? Like he clowned all over Clem, but that was a TVT, right? That is what Ryung is known for. TVP. Do we believe? Do we believe in the tuna? Do we believe in the tuna Terran, Bobby? Oh my god. Let's go. Ryung coming in when his team needed him most. It was obvious it was going to be MaxPax. Oh boy. Let's go. Let us go. Ryung is one of those people that all the pros respect for a great deal for a reason. Yeah. I mean, Ryung, he coaches Maru. Like, Maru often goes to Ryung for advice when it comes to like these big tournaments, or in general. Ryung, he's like the old master, you know? He's but he pops off when he needs to. Does pop off back. Let's go. Oh my god. Okay, now we've seen quite a lot of Ryung already tonight. We saw Ryung go for a... he's got the bottle. Let's go. Ryung, we saw him go for a macro game in game 1 against MaxPax, which was very close. Very close game on post-youth. Then we saw a 2-base all-in on Crimson Court. A 2-base all-in, which was delayed, but despite that, still almost worked. Like, the DTs were the MVPs for MaxPax. If it wasn't for the Dark Templar, Ryung probably ends the game there. He probably wins. Like, those DTs did so well, sniping key units, of course, forcing out scans, delaying or denying any kind of mules. But here we go, we're diving in top left-hand corner, we have Ryung for Team Vitality. In the bottom right, we have MaxPax for PSISTORM NAVI. Whew. Let's go. Let us go. Does it mean that Ryung is Maru's boyfriend? No. That's Byun. Byun is Maru's boyfriend. Confirmed. Have you seen how they interact? They're all over each other, Bobby. All over each other. Really, there's competition. All the Terrans want Maru. Byun, Maru. Sorry, Byun, Ryung. Bunny, Cure. The drama. The Terran drama, Bobby. But here we go. We are settling in. Let's go. Byun shit. True. I forgot about that. Yo, have you seen the way that... Yo, Byun, Innovation, and Maru, that triangle, it's almost as spicy as like Gemini, Trap, and Hero, right? Like... Oh my god. The Korean drama. The love triangle. For those who maybe don't remember, I forgot until now. You just like lit a lice in my mind, Kuro. Byun used to be the biggest Innovation fan. Byun would go to Innovation autograph signings. He would go to like Innovation fan meetups and be there just for his autograph. Even when Byun was a pro player, he was a big Innovation fanboy. True. What now? What? Now that Innovation went to the military, what? You just cast him aside, Byun? Just throw him away? Is that how you treat your boy? Let's focus on the game. Let's focus on the game here, as it is going to be a standard opener out of MaxPax. Likewise, we have Ryung going for an economic build. It's going to be a Rax Expand single gas opener out of Ryung. Likewise, MaxPax going for a standard opener himself. So we are selling in. Why didn't they send Maru instead? Oh, because they have a plan. Clearly. They have a plan, Papi. Because Team Vitality want to win. Meanwhile, we have a Twilight Council open out of MaxPax. It's been a Twilight Council every game so far. If you remember, winding it back, Game 1, MaxPax went for a 2-gate blink into a third. Game 2 was 3-gate blink into aggression to a third base. Does that mean, do we get into 4-gate blink? Are we just increasing that gateway count game after game? How aggressive or how economic does MaxPax want to be? For now, there's a second gateway on the way. There is that second gate. We'll see if we throw down any more. Keep an eye on MaxPax. Meanwhile, Adepts, they threaten the shade. Ryung settling into a 1-1-1. So earlier, if you remember, the sign that Ryung was going for a 2-base all-in previously was because he went for a second and a third Rax before starport. This time, it's a straight up 1-1-1, Rax, factory, starport. That means this time, no 1-base all-in. Ryung, he's setting up for a more mid-game kind of setup. He's setting up for a drop into tank production. Meanwhile, you can see the production tab, that is a third gateway on the way. So it's going to be 3-gate blink from MaxPax. 3-gate blink will allow him to be aggressive, will allow him to get map control, and to contain Ryung on 2 bases. And MaxPax should expand behind this, but this is the same build he had in the previous game. Now, thankfully for Ryung, he's not going for a 2-base all-in, so he's not going to be as... things aren't going to be looking as dire for Ryung as he did previously. As we did previously. For now, though, is moving out with his initial Cyclones. Liberator on the way as well. Oh my god, we've seen Maru do this, but the first Cyclone does fall. The first Cyclone does fall here, but Ryung, he's rallying everything across the map. Very aggressive follow-up, actually, from Ryung. We have seen this build from the Korean Terrans. But we do need to gain momentum early on. We sniped one of their Stalkers. Nice juggling. But ideally, we would have had 2 Cyclones here. Ideally. So a bit of miscontrol there out of Ryung. Does deny the third. Does contain. Ooh, but we shut down the drop. No! Full medevac goes down. Big sigh there on the cameras from Ryung. Not like this. Not like this, papi. The medevac falls, and with that, MaxPax, he expands. We do have the Liberator moving out to harass across the map, but Ryung has lost a lot of momentum. Ay. And now Ryung is in trouble. MaxPax, he can blink into the main, he can blink into the natural. We can pull the Terran apart. Pushing forward, getting 2 SCVs. Liberator does siege, catching probes, not bad. Workers are going down, but we just bypass the main army. We get into the main. Tank does get in position. Ryung is keeping up. Likewise, re-sieging in the natural. Let's go. Ryung is still in this. Getting some damage done, but we need more. So the Liberator does fall. Stalker's rotating into the mineral line, but the tank is within range. Very good positioning here out of Ryung. He protects the mineral line. He does punish the Stalkers. And we hold. Ryung does hold, he minimizes his losses. Likewise, MaxPax is going to be containing his opponent. If he sees weakness, though, if he smells weakness, MaxPax will dive in. The Observer does confirm. Just get eyes on the army movements. We dive back into the main. We're going for the tank. And we dive in! The tank does hold. The boys are being pulled. We hold on. We're holding, papi. We hold. Third CC's on the way. Ryung gearing up for the mid-game. The Observer does confirm the third CC. MaxPax is aware. MaxPax is aware. And with this, MaxPax, he can tech up. We're working towards charge, gateway explosion. We could even work towards a bay and a forge and upgrades. As MaxPax knows that Ryung isn't moving out anytime soon. And he does find the tank. Tank goes down, bunker as well. Boys late to react, and we are picking Ryung apart. Yeah, we have control of the Lurgan. We can even deny +1. Ryung has to respond, but too many Stalkers. We touch another tank, and it looks like we're snowballing out of control. MaxPax, the ace player for a reason. One of the best Protoss players in the world for a reason as well. Ryung wasn't looking too bad in the previous 2 games against MaxPax, but here, this is a little bit more of a dominant showing here. Just shutting down the initial build, pulling Ryung apart. And we're bleeding out too much. That's 13, 14 SCVs going down. Ay. And too many losses. Big wave of reinforcements on the way. Remember, charge is now done. Delta coming in, and we can dive on the final tank. We can, and we will. There's still one more tank on the high ground, but there's barely an army. GG gets called, and MaxPax will take the series. We'll take down Ryung, and we'll win it all for PSISTORM Navi. GG, well played. Team Vitality, they were undefeated. They were undefeated for most of the round robin group stage, but here in round 8, MaxPax. Oh, he's popping off, Papi. MaxPax. He looks so happy. Ah, big smile on his face. It's the MaxPax. GG, well played. MaxPax does take it, and with that, Team Vitality take their first loss. First loss of the season. There is now a bit of a blemish on their record. GG, well played. Oh my god, PSISTORM Navi popping off, and I mentioned before, I'll say it again, MaxPax was the ace player. Sure, he did carry his team, but I feel like Gerald was the unsung hero. Gerald, he was able to take a map off of Solar. If it wasn't for Gerald, then MaxPax wouldn't have had the opportunity in the ace match. MaxPax could not do it on his own. Gerald did support him. Gerald did pull his weight as well. So big shout out to PSISTORM Navi together as a team. Spirit had a rougher showing against Maru, but it's Maru. I mean, what do we expect? Spirit had a rougher showing against Maru, but again, Gerald with the win over Solar did allow MaxPax to bring it back in the end. So congratulations to PSISTORM Navi. Whew. With that, we will be wrapping up our broadcast. We will be wrapping up for the night. Again, that does wrap up round 8. We casted day 3 of WTL on Sunday. Did cover that live. And of course, WTL round 9 is coming back in a couple of days. Checking our calendar, tomorrow we're going to be live with Kung Fu Cup, and the day after tomorrow, on Thursday, is WTL. This is a bit of a PSA. WTL is usually over the weekend. Usually it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This week, it's a little bit different. This week, it is going to be a little bit different, and it is a little bit earlier in the week. So the next day, the next round of WTL begins on Thursday. It's going to be on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. They're going to be skipping Saturday. Just as a heads up. As a heads up. Otherwise, if you want some more StarCraft action here on the CranKy Ducklings, we're going to be casting Kung Fu Cup tomorrow in just under 24 hours. In 23 hours. 23 hours time, we're going to be live here with Kung Fu Cup. If you can't wait that long, if you want some more StarCraft action, then in around 9 hours, I want to say. Around 9.5 hours, we're going to be back. We're going to be live here with the Code for Giants Cup number 7. If you're curious, what is the Code for Giants Cup? Haven't heard of that before. We've been casting it here on the channel for the past for the past month or so, and it is a Brazilian only tournament. So if you want some Brazilian action, we got you covered in 9 hours time. We're going to be featuring players like Eric, players like Master, Inexorable, Yan, alongside many other players. Of course, Cosmos is going to be casting in Brazilian as well, and we'll be casting in English. So we'll get you covered in 9 hours time. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in 23 hours for Kung Fu Cup. If you're curious what Kung Fu Cup is, it's KFC, papi. Make sure you have your KFC ready for Kung Fu Cup. It is a weekly tournament, also run by the people behind WTL, and because of how big the prize pool is, it brings together the best players in the world. It brings together players like MaxPax, Clem, Raynor, Cyril up against Beyond, Dark, Hero, Classic. They all face off against each other in a big single elimination bracket. What I will say though about Kung Fu Cup is we will be missing some players. Cyril, of course, busy with military service. Maru does not play in Kung Fu Cup, and Hero has been avoiding these tournaments. If you didn't hear, Hero did update us in his Discord server. If you didn't know, Hero has his own Discord. He does interact and does speak in English as best he can. But Hero did let us know a couple of weeks ago that he is not playing in online tournaments in preparation for EWC. Hero is one of the few. He's one of the few players that is completely avoiding these online tournaments and preparing for Esports World Cup. I'm excited to see what Hero looks like when he does show up for that final tournament, for the World Finals. I'm curious to see what form he's in because we have not seen him. Again, Hero, he's been avoiding KSL, Kung Fu Cup, and ESL Open Cups as well. He's been avoiding all of these weekly tournaments, intentionally so, for EWC. So Hero is taking it very seriously. Very seriously. For some reason, I imagine Hero is a crazy scientist closing his lab. He is. He's cooking, Papi. He's cooking. He's cooking something. Is it edible? We don't know. We're going to find out. We will find out when the Esports World Cup does roll by. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Again, if you want to check out some more StarCraft action, we got you covered over the next couple of days, whether it's tomorrow for the Brazilian events or for Kung Fu Cup, or the day after with WTL with World Team League as well. Fun fact, tomorrow is going to be a trifecta. Tomorrow we have Code for Giants Cup in the morning, Kung Fu Cup in the evening, and OSC King of the Hill right after Kung Fu Cup. So, give me your strength. Give me your strength. Give me your support. Tomorrow is going to be a big day of StarCraft. Big day of StarCraft. A lot of casting going on here. Again, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. YouTube and Discord. ! Socials in the chat. ! Socials. If you want to follow us on all the social medias, we do stream on a daily basis. Sometimes 2 times a day. Sometimes 3 times a day like tomorrow. So plenty of StarCraft is on the horizon. And, plenty of StarCraft on the horizon. So you can follow us if you're interested. You can follow us if you want if you enjoy the casting and you want some more. We do stream more often than any other, or when I should say we cast more often than any other out there. So plenty of content here on the CranKy Ducklings and plenty more to come. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who do we raid? Who do we send our love to? I see Skilless. Nikita. Nikita is streaming. True. Who else is streaming right now? I see Harstem, Lambo. Oh, everyone's streaming. Jesus. It's Harstem, Lambo, Skilless. Bratok also streaming. But they have a lot of viewers. So usually we try to raid smaller streamers that need more, that would benefit from more viewership. So find someone else. I see Strange. Strange also played earlier today. True. Keep streaming till KFC. Oh, you're an animal, Bob. You're an animal. We're going to head off. We're going to head off for the night. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Thanks so much for the support. So we're going to be heading off for the evening. So thanks so much. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for Code for Giants Cup in 9 hours' time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi. Ciao. Hasta luego.